This one happened to one of my athletes just a couple of weeks ago at a national selection shoot. She filled in the wrong score sheet. They had four score sheets on the sheet for 4 athletes. Only 3 turned up. So there was going to be 1 empty box. They all completed their score sheets, signed them and everything, but she should have filled in the bottom right for her, and she filled in the bottom left. 0 points.
They're so brutal with these rules.
A whole round. And I know, again, when your coach, your brand, especially if it's your brand new coach, stands up there and tells you, oh, make sure you fill in the right score sheet. You just think, who does he think I am? These are all mistakes that happen, especially under pressure, and also, remember, at least she filled that in wrong. Just imagine how she was feeling if she was the one with their electronic scorepad and she got everything right and she hadn't spotted that her target companion had filled it in wrong. Because remember, these are mistakes that other people can make that can ruin your tournament. And the last one is down to somebody else as well. So even though it's your mistake, because you should check where the arrows are being written on the score sheet. And you, Ash, you've done that one, or is that a new one to you?
I've not done that one. That's a new one. I've not had many tournaments where someone wasn't there, but I can see that would really throw you off. Yeah.
Now this is another one I always got. Let's call it, let's be generous, feedback from my athletes saying that the schedules I was giving them were too detailed. Don't worry about it. Of course, we'll be there on time. Blah blah blah. Of course, we're not going to miss our match. As always, I went to chat with World Archery. Great people, always want to help you. And I was like, just on average for a World Championship, about how many people don't turn up for their match, miss their match? And you pretty much know it's because they were late. You know, they weren't sick. And they said, oh, it's about 5 people. And that's it, 5 people every time. But also went through my mind, if 5 people totally miss their head-to-head match, how many of them only turn up with 1 minute to go? 5 minutes to go. So even though they got there on time and they shot their match, but their heart rate was thumping away because they got there and they never quite got settled down, and then the buzzer was going. Because 5 people missed it. I'm going to say there's another 15 or 20 people who didn't arrive for their head-to-head in adequate time. To get there on time, have it listed. I write down what target they're going to be on, what time. Even if I don't know they're going to win the match, I work on their assumption they're going to win every match today. This is the time, this is the targets, and plan it out. Have you ever got to a match late, or sometimes it's not your fault, sometimes it's the bus, it's the team manager,
Yeah.
blame the coach, you know.
Blame the team manager. Not too often. Sometimes the whole coach has been late and they've delayed the field, because when a whole coach of people arrive late, you know, that's kind of obvious.
And that's another reason I always say that we should take official transport, not have our own cars. You turn up late in your own car, nothing. You turn up late in official transport, they will more than likely delay the shoot because they know it's their fault.
Yeah. But no, I don't think, luckily I've done that one. I don't think so. I have missed an end.
You've done this before. It still blows me away, but go on, tell the viewers.
I've forgotten to shoot a whole end because, I turned up on time for the tournament, but midway through I was just talking to someone and the buzzer went and I thought it was the other detail. And then I walked to the target to collect my arrows and there's no arrows in the target. And my target companions...
You got all that way down there. That's
my target
new level of...
Yeah. They were like, oh yeah, we wondered where you were on the shooting line when you weren't shooting. I was like, oh, thanks. But there was a lesson.
That wasn't an international shoot. Yes, please tell me. That wasn't
No, that was just a national one, yeah. Yeah.
Is your shooting progressing as you like, or would you like some expert coaching from a friendly face? If so, the details are in the description. Now back to the video. And the last one is the most simple, but it's also one that I witnessed a couple of years back. We had an Asian Games medalist who nearly didn't have any score at all because he signed for the wrong score. He signed for 100 points less. And what score you signed for, as long as it's lower, if you signed for a higher score, doesn't count. You signed for a lower score. So again, he shot a personal best. Again, I want to say he got 358, something like that. He got a personal best, maybe, and he spent all his time looking at the 58 and not looking at the 2 that his target companion had written on the score sheet.
Yeah.
It's your weekly fire alarm. I appreciate that.
Just a drill. Just a drill, everyone.
Just a drill. Don't panic. So again, he was happy with his result. I believe he was taking a picture of his 60 in the target that he finished with. So again, he's distracted by the wonderful success he's had. But he signed for it. He handed it in to the runner, because at these big tournaments we have volunteers who take the score sheets backwards and forwards to the judges. The runner had taken the score sheet away. Then he looked at the photo he had taken of his score. Then he spotted the 200. Then he sprinted and he got to the runner 10 meters before they got to the judges. Now, if that score sheet had been handed in, I don't know how far through the process they would have let him. I don't think anyone wants to see a champion or someone a top qualifier lose 100 points like that. But luckily, he grabbed it just before it got to the judges. They could cross out the 2, write down the 3. Everything's fine. And yes, the next day he went on to be an Asian Games medalist, which I think is the highlight of his career. But he got within 10 meters of losing 100 points and then coming nowhere. Ugh. Have you got any examples of his? I don't think I've ever signed for the wrong score, let alone at the biggest tournament of the year, let alone by 100 points.
Yeah, I've not done that. Again, teammates, where we've cross-checked scores, we've gone over and seen, we've missed a 10 points here, or, we've adjusted the score to make sure it was actually correct. But yeah, never 100 that would ruin your day. Dinner might be a little bit sad.
And I know everyone is thinking, I'm not going to make this mistake, but just check yourself. You put in so much work to improve your score, let alone by 100 points, even by 10 points. And it's so sad that most of the time I see these mistakes, it's on the best day of your life after your best result, and it all ends in tears. I haven't got it on this list, but I want to finish with another really amazing story. It's a Korean recurve Olympic selection shoot. I want to say back in 1992. I can't remember her name. Miss Wook, I'm going to call. I'm sure it was Miss Wook, because she won. Back then it was they were shooting lots of qualifying rounds, because it was just as the head-to-heads. It was the first time head-to-heads come in, but she qualified. It was the year before the head-to-heads come in. That's why they were shooting qualifying rounds. She qualified number 1, made her first Olympic team. Her last 3 arrows, which were at 30 meters at that selection shoot, she shot 3 10s. She posed for photos. She had big fuss around her. She pulled the arrows out of the target, and no one had written down 10, 10, 10 on the score sheet. So she got 0 for her last end of the selection shoot. She was off the Olympic team, and that was the end of her journey for that time. Luckily, I can't imagine the trauma of going through that.
Yeah, that's just ridiculous, isn't it?
Luckily, she then kept training, didn't quit. The next selection shoot, she won that, and she went on to be a double gold medalist. She won the 96 games in absolute style. She smashed the little camera in the middle of the target 3 times. I think she's a true superstar. And if you put 96 Olympics archery into YouTube, there's a wonderful film that's made of it, and she's a true superstar. But in the film, they don't mention this disaster, let's be honest, this true soul-crushing disaster that happened 4 years before.
Won the Koreans, the hardest selection shoot to win in the world. You've just won it, and then these rules are just
don't celebrate until. And you can see, and that's where I come from as a coach. I know this is silly mistakes, but we see it time after time. And if Olympic gold medalists can make these mistakes, sadly, so can you. Pay attention. The little things make the difference. Wait till the tournament's over before you celebrate.
Yeah. And these rules are just, maybe I'm just cynical, but these rules need changing, because they seem ridiculous to me. Like, how can you have a picture of someone shooting the 30? They got hundreds of pictures of that. And then you say, no, you didn't shoot that because you didn't sign for it. And the other World Archery one is, if you sign for a score higher than your score, they will calculate it and give you your correct score.
No.
So just sign for 360, right?
But you want your athletes to pay attention and add up the scores.
Yeah.
Right? They're trying to The problem is the organisers don't want to check. They want you to do all the checking for you, and that's why it's the same on golf and the same on so many sports. You know, I'm more of the rules are the rules, Ash. Just deal with it, okay?
Yeah, you can see I'm against the system or something.
We'll call it softer.
Yeah.
So,
dear.
Learn from other people's mistakes. Don't let it ruin your day. Please share this video with any teammates because it might be simple, but sometimes it can save your whole year. If you stayed till the end because you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing. It really helps me.